Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your mat Pilates class. Today we're going to be focusing on abs, butt, and arms, and we have 3 pieces of equipment to get all that done. The first is going to be a circle resistance band. We call them mini bands. It's just a constant loop with no end. The next is going to be a set of dumbbells, anywhere from 2 to 5 pounds. Anything heavier than 5 is probably going to be a little too tough, so 5 or under for the dumbbells, and then something that slides on the surface that you're on. I'm on a hardwood floor, so I'm going to be using a rolled up hand towel. I could probably even use my socks on this floor. And if you're on a carpet, gliding discs or paper plates, something that creates that nice smooth gliding sensation. All those things go at the top of your mat, and we're going to get started on our backs. All right, so coming down into our first portion of our ab series, you're going to lie on your back. Lift your knees up to tabletop. And just take a few breaths here. I want you to make sure that your knees are stacked over top of your hips, or maybe even an inch in front of the hips so that we feel the abs turn on right away. This version with the knees towards your chest is going to be a little too easy. So anytime you're in this position, always think, can I push my feet forward another inch or 2? Shoulders are melting into the ground. We're trying to relax the sides of your neck. And then take a deep breath in through your nose. And a deep breath out. 2 more like that. A long breath in. And an even longer breath out. Last time. Puff up the belly and the ribs as you inhale. And then hug the belly down. Pull the ribs together as you exhale. Keeping that same tabletop shape, just start to tap one toe down toward the ground at a time. Right side and left side. Noticing what happens in the low back as you tap that foot down. I want you to try to keep it pressing into the floor. We got our first little taste of our ab series here. The first bit of work in those abs. Taking our awareness or our attention beyond just that top level that we always feel burned, and trying to go a little deeper into the muscles in the low back and the obliques, everything that hugs around that spine. Good. We've got 8 more toe taps. Think of hollowing out the belly as you tap the toes down. You have 4, 3, 2, last one on the left side. Hug your knees in toward your chest, wrap your arms around them. Let's take a little rock from right to left. Relax the low back. And then lift your knees back up into that tabletop position. Take your hands, press them into your quads, and as tightly as you can, press your hands and quads together. So as much tension as you can create. Use every exhale to draw the belly button down a little closer toward the floor. We stay for 10, for 9, 8, press a little harder, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest the knees in. We lift them right back up to tabletop. This time we're going to curl the head, neck, and shoulders off the floor. Think of moving from that bottom rib and float the chest and chin and the shoulder blades off the ground. Press your hands into your quads just like we did the first time. Lots of pressure here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Starting to feel a little shake. You have your last 3, last 2, and last 1. Hug your knees in. Rest your head down. Okay. So we're just starting to warm up those front core muscles. The ones that flex our spine. We've got it one more time. This time I want you to lift your legs up toward the ceiling and then lengthen them out on a 45-degree angle. Nothing crazy, we're not hovering above the ground. Just reaching them toward where the wall and the ceiling meet. Head, neck, and shoulders curl up from that bottom rib again. Press your hands into your quads and then again push them together for 10. Squeeze the inner thighs together for 9, for 8, for 7, 6, we're staying up, and 4, 3, hands behind your head on 2, start to pulse your chest and shoulders up for 20, 19, 18, 17, you've got 13, 12, 11, lift the chin away from your chest, you have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug your knees into your chest. There we go. There's that first little burn in the top 2 abs. Now we're going to take it up one more time into that tabletop position. Hands behind your head, neck, and shoulders curl up. I want you to hug both knees and elbows together on your exhale. Let the breath go. As you inhale, shoot your legs back out to that diagonal position. Open up the chest and chin. Curl everything together, tight little ball. And then lengthen the legs, reach your head back. We have 8 more. As you draw the knees in, hollow out the belly. Try to lift the tailbone up off the ground. 5. Ooh, start to feel that heat. You have 4. Nice, you guys, for 3. Exhale, curl for 2. 1 more, big curl. Reach the legs back out. Bicycle, left elbow, right knee, and switch. And switch. Now keep moving. But again, try not to pull that knee past the hips. Meet the lower body by lifting the upper body. Really starting to feel that heat here. We have 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug your knees in, rest your head down. All right, legs are gonna reach all the way out on the mat, just like you're lying down. And then notice what happens with your low back. For me, my low back starts to arch up right away. So I'm gonna lift my hips up, reach my tailbone out a little longer, and then feel some extra space in the low back. Reach your arms back overhead. And as you reach the arms back, try to keep the ribs pulling together. So we're already anchored down into the ground. Front of the abs are turned on, low back is long. Take a deep breath in through your nose. As you exhale, start to curl up, head, neck, and shoulders. Fingertips reaching out and over toward the toes. Big curl at the top. Feel that hamstring stretch. Take a long breath in. Hug your belly button to your spine. Stack your shoulders over top of your hips. And take another big inhale. From the low belly, start to tuck the tailbone under. Pull the lower abs into the low back. Melt yourself down onto the ground. Reach your arms back overhead without flaring the ribs. Take a big inhale. Curl all the way up. Head, neck, and shoulders lift. Reach towards your toes. Stack the spine, pull belly button into low back. And then melt yourself down onto the ground, one backbone at a time. We've got 1 more slow. Take a deep breath in. Curl all the way up and over toward the toes. Breathe out. Use belly button to spine to stack your shoulders over your hips. And then use the lower abs to start to round the low back. Melt onto the ground. Now we're going to take out those 2 pieces at the top, and you're just going to roll up and roll down. Fingertips lead the way, head, neck, and shoulders curl, roll over. And then roll yourself right back down. Inhale to reach back. Exhale, curl up and over. And then notice if one foot is trying to lift up as you roll off the ground, squeeze your glutes and your hamstrings into the floor. And keep reaching your feet out to the bottom edge of the mat. Legs stay super long. We've got about 3 more. If you notice yourself sliding on the mat, just go ahead and wiggle yourself back to the top of it. Beautiful, using that breath. Feel the ribs pull together first, head, neck, and shoulders lift, scoop up and over. Awesome, we have 1 more, roll all the way down. Take a big breath in. Exhale, curl all the way up. And then hold that hamstring stretch for a moment or 2. Take a moment to stretch the sit bones out right to left. Feel the back of the leg anchor into the ground. Just one more time. Big breath in. And big breath out. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders all the way back up. So spine stacks over shoulders, over ribs, over hips. And then walk your feet onto the ground. These are gonna bend. Hands come behind your hamstrings, onto your tiptoes, so the heels are lifted. Nice, you guys. From that low belly, just like we were rolling down, I want you to create that C curve and then pause. Tip just past the tailbone. Good. Now make the belly feel like it's anchoring into the low back, pulling down even more, like we could narrow that space between the hip bones. Float your right leg up to tabletop. Float your left leg up to tabletop. You're either gonna stay here, take your arms away from your legs, or you're gonna start to roll down. So legs will stay here. If you wanna take it up a little bit more, scoop the belly, roll all the way to your back. Keep your legs where they are. Roll all the way back up. Good. Scoop the belly, roll yourself down. Scoop the belly, roll yourself back up. Beautiful. You have two more like this. Scoop the belly, roll down the back. Even on the right and the left side, roll yourself up. Good. Last one, scoop and roll. If you're holding, we'll meet you there in one moment as we scoop and roll ourselves back up. Take your fingertips, reach them overhead, lengthen the spine out. Stay for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Cross the legs. Take a breath. You'll take your right hand over towards your left knee. Take a little twist toward the left. Just a good stretch. And then take your left hand over toward your right knee. Twist to the right. And then turn yourself around. We're coming into a tabletop position. And you're gonna reach for your glider, whatever you have that glides. So we're on that hardwood surface with a towel, or you're on your carpet with a sliding disc. You'll take your tabletop position with your toes on that glider or on that towel. And from that tabletop position, tuck your toes, hover your knees just an inch off the ground. Now, remember back in the very beginning when you were pushing your hands onto your quads and you felt all that tension in your abs, your low back was flat on the ground. I want you to recreate that right here. You're gonna start to feel some heat in your quads. That's not a bad thing. And then in addition to that heat in the quads, I want you to create that heat in your abs. Belly button hugs up, low back is flat, like it could rest on the ceiling. We stay for 10, for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tap the knees down. Sink back to child's pose. Just a deep breath in through your nose. And melt the muscles down into the floor on your exhale. Lift back up to tabletop. Tuck your toes on that glider, hover your knees above the ground. This time you're gonna slowly press your legs out into your full plank. Good, and then tuck the knees. Come right back into that hovering tabletop position. Good, slide the legs out, full plank. Hug the knees in. Nice, you guys, we have 3 more of them. Long line in your plank. Hug your knees back underneath your hips. 2 more times, stretch the legs long. Hug the knees back under. You have your last one. Stretch the legs long and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Belly button hugs up. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees to the ground. Sit all the way back on your feet. Great work, you guys. Take your hands together behind your low back. Just a little stretch for your chest. Reaching the knuckles away from you, lifting your heart up toward the ceiling. Awesome, release your hands. We're gonna move into a side plank. So we're still in our ab series here. We're still trying to fire up our core muscles. I'm gonna start on my left side so that you can see me. I'm gonna take my left forearm down to the ground and stretch my legs out with the bottom foot on the glider. So you have to set this up. near your hardwood floor or on your glider on your carpet. Top leg is gonna cross in front, bottom foot is on that glider. Okay, left forearm to the ground. Go ahead and peel that left hip up off the ground and just get set up in your side plank to start. Yeah, nice, Arby, that looks awesome. Squeeze the inner thighs together, pull the collarbones away from each other, and then reach that top arm up toward the ceiling. Good, we're gonna move from that bottom hip. You're gonna pulse up for 10, for 9, 8, 7, trying to pull the top of that left hip up into the left lower ribs. For 3, for 2, for 1, hold it right here. You're gonna take your top forearm down to the ground. So right forearm down to the ground. Take your top leg, bring it behind your bottom leg. So left leg is underneath the right leg. Both toes are facing the right side of the mat, but your forearms are square on the ground. That left oblique is already burning a little bit. If you're ready for a little extra oomph on this, we're gonna start to tuck the hips up. Squeezing those left lower obliques, just a little hip lift for 10, for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest your knees down. Good, bend your feet over toward the right, reach your left arm up and over, stretch out those left obliques. We have that one more time on the left side before we switch. So bring that left forearm back down to the mat. Stretch it out so that your left foot is on the glider, right leg is in front, lift back up into your side plank. This time that top arm is gonna reach under for 2 counts and lift back up for 2 counts. Good, reach under for 2 counts and back up for 2 counts. Nice, you only have 6 more of these. Can you pull that left hip up toward the ceiling, away from the ground as you reach under? Whew, my left oblique is shaking, you guys. We have 4 more. Here's 3. Whew. Here's 2. You've got 1 more. And we rest that left hip down one more time. Your mermaid stretch up and over toward the right. Quickly moving back to the center, you're gonna bring your hands to the floor, both toes onto your gliders, and then stretch back up into your full plank. Bending both knees back underneath your hips, drag the legs in, slide the legs right back out. Drag the legs in, slide your legs back out. You have 4 more. 3 more. 2. Good, last one, drag them in and hold them. Knees under the hips, hug the belly to the low back, stay for 10, for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tap the knees down. Take a little rest. Awesome, you guys. We have those side planks on the other side. I'm gonna change my mat just so that you can see that same view. We're gonna take our right forearm down to the ground. Right foot is on your glider. Left foot crosses on top. Good, lift yourself up into your side plank. Reach the left arm to the sky this time. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Take that top hip, push it forward another inch or 2. Yeah, awesome. You guys need a little hip lift here for 10, for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Left arm comes down to the mat. So both forearms are on the ground. Take that left foot, bring it behind the right foot. Now you can feel that right oblique working already. If you need a little bit more, you're gonna start to lift the hips up and down. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Tighter for 3, for 2, and for 1. Hips down, bend the knees. Reach your right arm over toward your left. And then we come back down for our side plank one last time. Right forearm on the ground, right foot on the glider. My left foot is on the floor, so just that bottom leg is challenged here. Reach the left arm up. You're gonna tuck the top hand under for 2 counts. Lift that right hip. Untuck for 2 counts. Awesome, tuck under for 2, and then untuck. You have 6 more. Everything moves from that right oblique. 5, 4, 3, finish it out strong. Lift that right hip a little higher on these final 2. Last one. And drop your hip down, bend your knees. Right arm reaches up and over. Beautiful, you guys. We have one last move on our back to finish up our ab series. So you're gonna lie flat on your back. Both legs are gonna reach all the way up toward the ceiling. And then hands behind your head, neck, and shoulders float up. Again, trying to move from that bottom rib. Hover your right leg just above the ground. Bring your right elbow towards your left knee. Now move slow. Lift the right leg, lower the left elbow, right knee. And you'll keep switching just like this. Oh, it's like a bicycle and a single straight leg stretch mushed together. I want you to keep both hips heavy on the mat. Think of anchoring the leg that's lowering to the ground. Really reach that hip into the floor. Whew. Starting to feel that heat. This is your last burn for the abs. Take it. We have 10 more, nice and slow. 10, 9, 8, the legs get longer for 7, 6, final 5. Can you curl up any higher? 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees in towards your chest. Take a big sigh of relief. The abs section is done. We're gonna move on to our glutes. And we're gonna start standing up with your glider or your towel. And then you're gonna grab that little blue, mine's a little blue resistance band. Yours might be a different color, different stretchiness. And you can do this next thing without this as well. So if you have that mini band, you're gonna put both ankles in it. And then we're gonna take the right foot out of the mini band, and you're gonna put the bottom of your foot around it. So it's on my left ankle and the bottom of my right foot. Now that right toe is gonna go onto my glider or onto my sliding disc, and I'm gonna stretch the right leg back behind me. I'm bending that left knee, start to reach the right leg back for 3, for 2, for 1, pull it back up, 3, 2, 1. Sink the right leg back for 3, for 2, for 1. Ooh, this band is way too tight. Good. I'm gonna do 2 more with your band. If you have it, I want you to leave the band on. This doesn't stretch quite as much as my ones at home. Good, 1 more with me. And then I want you to keep moving. We have 6 more. You're gonna keep going. Slide the right leg back. Pull the right leg back in. Good, slide the right leg back. Pull the right leg in. It's almost like a lunge on the reformer, right? So we're sliding that right leg back. Gosh, both of these bands. And then pull the right leg back in. You have 4 more. Think of your left knee being fixated. It cannot move. We're traveling away from the knee and then rising all the way back up. Shift away from the knee. Lift yourself back up. Looking good, you guys. We have 2 more of these. Awesome. Last one. I want you to hold back. So reach the right leg back and hold it. Bring your hands behind your head. From your hips, we hinge down for 2 counts. Lift up for 2 counts. Hinge down for 2. Lift up for 2. Now you're going to start to feel a quick burn in the back of that left leg. Left hamstring, left glute. I don't want you to be afraid of that feeling. It's not going to last forever. You're going to use your breath to work through it. And then it'll be over before you know it. Whew, all right, I'm starting to feel that. We have 5 more. Just hinging down, lifting back up. Here's 4. 3. Ay, ay, ay. Make sure you're hinging from those hips, not rounding the back. You have 2 more. Oh my goodness, last one, you guys. We're gonna hinge forward, stay forward. This back leg is gonna come in and out for 10. Oh, for 9, for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, that left glute is on fire for 3, for 2, hold the right leg back, last little push, bend the back knee down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift the legs back up. Awesome work. That left glute should be on thin ice with you. It's not very happy. We're going to sit all the way down, and you're going to take that resistance band up above both thighs. Again, if you don't have a resistance band, you can still do this exercise. So we've got the band around both thighs. You're going to roll onto your back, and we're still going to target that left glute. I want you to reach your right leg straight out in front of you, and then squeeze the inner thighs together for these first couple. Just that left cheek is going to squeeze as you lift your hips up and lower your hips down. Good, lift them up and lower down. Just that left side. Pressing through the left foot. Tighten up right where the hamstring meets the cheek, right at that crease. Awesome. Now, if you're feeling strong, I want you to open that right leg up in line with your right hip, so there's a little stretch on the band. And now we've got our abductors working at the same time that our hamstring is working. Oh my gosh, my voice is shaking because my legs are shaking. Whew, you're gonna hold your next one up at the top. And then I want that right leg to pulse over toward the right. Don't let the left knee move for 10, for 9, 8, 7, 6. Can you squeeze a little higher for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Tap the hips, drop the foot, roll onto your right side. We're still targeting the left hip, so laying on your right side, you're gonna lift and lower that left leg up and down for 10. 10 is the magic number today for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, last 3, abs tight for 2, hold the next one up on 1. You're gonna tap your knees together, lift the left foot up in the air, and then switch, tap your toes together, lift the left knee. Good, again, knees touch, toes touch, knees touch, toes touch. Good. Awesome, we're gonna count down from 10 right here, now that we have that pattern down for 10. For 9, starting to feel that heat in the left glute for 8. 5, you have 4 more. Here's 3, 2, keep the toes touching together and back, the top knee pulses up for 10, for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tap the knees all the way down. Use your top arm to give it a little love. And then we stand all the way back up. And we do the whole thing again. So the band is gonna come off. If you didn't use it for your lunges last time. And I'm just gonna turn so that I can do the other leg, still facing this side of the camera. So now I have my right foot stationary and my left leg is gonna slide. You're gonna take that left toes on your glider. Your right knee doesn't get to move. We're gonna travel away from that for 3 counts. Squeeze the right glute, rise back up. Awesome, shift it back. And lift it back up. Good. I'm just trying to mimic that gliding feeling that we get on the reformer. So you're sliding back and lifting back up. Good. Think of your left heel to the crown of your head being one long diagonal line. And that back leg is staying straight. You've got 4 more, really slow. 3 more. This is always the point where I realize how much I'm sweating. And kind of slow it back down. The sweat starts to pour. You have your last one coming up. Hold it back. Bring your hands behind your head. From the hips, we hinge down for 2 and lift for 2. Good. Down for 2 and lift for 2. Everything is coming from that right glute. Hug the belly in as you hinge down. Lengthen the spine as you lift up. Awesome, you guys, we're halfway through. Well, this is where you start to feel the heat. Don't shy away from it. 4 more. Whew. Here's 3, 2. Last one, hold it down at the bottom, keep hinging forward, pull the back leg in, send it back out for 10, for 9, for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, it's gonna stay back in 2, hold that left leg back, pulse it down for 10, for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand it all the way up. All right, right cheek gets it now. You're gonna lay down on your back again, slide the band up around your thighs. We don't take it off this time. So, last time you have to fuss with it and then it gets to stay on. You're gonna lower all the way onto your back again. This time you're gonna reach your left leg out. Squeeze the inner thighs together for the first couple. From the back of that right side, squeeze and lift, and tap back down. Squeeze and lift, and tap back down. Nice. Just 1 or 2 more, getting used to what the right leg is doing. And then without moving that right leg, slide the left knee open so there's a stretch on the band. Squeezing that right side even tighter. You have your last 5. 4, 3, 2, hold the next one up. Take your left leg, pulse it out for 10. For 9, don't let that right side move. For 8, for 7, you got it. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Feet down, hips down. Awesome. We're gonna swing onto our left sides. And you're gonna start to lift and lower that right leg up and down. Ankle and knee together for 10. For 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. You have 3 more. 2 more. Hold this one up. Tap your knees together, tap your toes together. Good, knees touch, toes touch. So we're trying to make this shape as big as we can, right? That line that your knee is drawing gets bigger and bigger every time from squeezing the outside of that right hip. You do 5 more. 4, 3, last 2. 1 more, keep the top hip still, open the top knee, pulse it back behind you for 10, for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the top knee down. Take your top hand, give it a little love. And then you roll onto your back. Feet are hips width. Band already has a little stretch on it. Squeeze your glutes, lift both hips at the same time. Tap your butt back down. But push into your feet, feel the hamstrings lift you up, and then tap your hips down. So we're gonna keep going like this. Just an even lift and lower. Now be very cautious not to arch your back too much when you lift up. I see this a lot, almost like a bridge that we would do in yoga. I want you to tuck your tailbone under just a little, and when you lift up, feel the squeezing your glutes stop you from getting any higher. So get that tuck in the tailbone, and it almost gets frustrating that we can't lift any higher. We know we have more space to go, but the muscles are already as tight as they can get. Squeeze and lift and hold, and then lower down. Squeeze and lift and hold, and lower down. We just finished out our glute series right here. You guys are so close to being finished. All we have left after these last few glute exercises are our arms, and then we're stretching and you're home free. Think of reaching the knees out and over your toes. The quads get longer as you lift. You have 3 more. 2 more. Good, last one, hold it at the top. Little pulses toward the ceiling for 20, 19, 18, squeeze the sit bones together. You have 15, 14, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tap the hips down. Take a little rest. We've got one last thing for our glutes. Band stays in the same spot. We're just rolling into tabletop. And we're gonna take a fire hydrant to the right and to the left. It should feel just like that clamshell that we did a moment ago on our sides. Keep the left side stationary, lift it up, make it strong. The right leg is gonna open. You hold for 3, for 2, for 1, tap it down. Lift and hold for 3, 2, 1, tap it down. Every time you hold, 3 counts. Squeezing a little tighter as the time goes on. Lift in 3, 2, 1, tap it down. Lift, hold 3, 2, 1, tap it down. You have 3. You have 2. Last one. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Little pulses up for 20, 19, 18, 17, 11. Last 10. Try to make yourself feel it even more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sit back, child's pose. Drop your hips toward the right side of the mat. So nice, you guys. We lift up for one more round on that left side, and then we are finished with our glutes. So again, that left leg is gonna lift. The right side doesn't move. Lift the left leg up, hold for 3, for 2, for 1, lower down. Lift and hold for 3, for 2, for 1, lower down. Every time, 3 seconds to squeeze as tight as you can. And then start to pay attention to your chest and your arms. Right? Lift the chest up, spread the collarbones wide. We start to warm up the abs for what's to come. Or warm up the arms for what's to come. We're done with our abs. 4 more. Here's 4. For 3. Good. For 2. Last one, it's gonna stay up. 20 little pulses. Finish out the glutes right here. 20, 19, 18, 17, 14, 11, even bigger for 10, 9, 8, chest up, body long, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Recover. Hips off to the left side of the mat. And just start to soften through the legs. Awesome work so far, you guys. Go ahead and swing your legs around and take that resistance band off. We are going to come right back into our tabletop position, this time with your dumbbells underneath of your shoulders. So we're right back in our tabletop shape. Hands on the dumbbells, knees under the hips. Good. It's the same principle as when we were on our backs with our knees over our hips. I don't want them to be too close to your hands. So take a moment now, walk them back like 6 inches or more. Notice that the abs engage a little extra. Keeping your shoulders and your hips square to the ground, float the right hand up, bending that right elbow. And then reach it back down. Don't dump any weight into that right hand. Float the left arm up. You're going to keep alternating from right to left side. Trying not to rest or shimmy the hips or the shoulders, but just gliding one arm up at a time. Nice and smooth. You'll notice a little tension change in your abs. As you change from right arm to left arm, some obliques will kick in, some of the muscles in your low back will kick in. They all help to stabilize that spine and keep the body strong. Good. 4 more alternating. Two more. Good. The next time your right arm lifts, I want you to keep the right arm up. And then take that dumbbell, bring it closer towards your hip. Slide the hand back a little bit more. Good, little pulses here for 10, For 9, the closer your hand is toward your hip, the more you're gonna feel it under that shoulder blade. You have 5, 4, 3, hold it still in 2, hold it on 1, kick the right hand back, tricep extension, bend it in. For 10, for 9, keep the hips square to the floor. 8, 7, 6, 5, you got it. 4 more, 3 more, last 2, the arms stay straight on 1, pulse the dumbbell to the ceiling for 10, for 9, hug the abs in, you have 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, rest the arm down, reach back, child's pose, give the shoulders a break. We'll lift it right back up to tabletop. The left arm is gonna lift and hold. Pull the dumbbell back by your hip. Pulse that left elbow back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, neck is long, 5, 4, 3, hold it in 2, hold it on 1, tricep kick back for 10, good, for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, the arms stay straight, little pulses up for 10, for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, square the hips, 4, 3, 2, and 1, dumbbell down, sink it back. Now we all have different size dumbbells, so if that wasn't quite enough to burn out your arms, you're gonna go through another round of that. Just pause, and then you can go through that. If that was challenging, then you're gonna grab the dumbbells, rise up to your knees, and we're gonna take this into a bicep curl. Palms face forward, lift the arms up, and then lower them right back down. All the way down, elbows are straight. Lift and lower, nice. Good. Now, as you take this bicep curl forward and backwards, notice if your body's starting to rock. If you can feel the weight transfer in your shins, I want you to squeeze your glutes a little tighter and slow the movement down. So we're not letting anything else rock. Yeah, that looks great, you guys. Awesome. Let's start to lower the dumbbells a little less each time. So now instead of dropping them toward your hips, you're gonna reach them out toward the top edge of the mat. That makes the dumbbells feel just a little heavier, and the upper back muscles start to flex too. Those posture muscles that are holding your shoulders up. Whew. Again, we all have different size weights, so if this isn't challenging enough, your bicep curl might need to come from all the way up in line with your shoulders. And if it's too heavy, maybe it looks more like a regular bicep curl with your arms down by your sides. We have 5, 4, 3, hug the shoulder blades together, last 2, chest is broad. 1 more, keep the arms reaching out, cross right over left, cross left over right. Right over left, left over right, you're here for 10. For 9, reach them as wide as they can go. 8, 7, 6, we're coming back to that curl in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hammer curl, curl them in, stretch them back out. Good, curl them in, stretch them back out. Palms face one another this time. 7, 6, 5, I should have grabbed lighter dumbbells. 4, 3, 2, they're gonna stay out on 1. They shimmy top to bottom, up and down for 10, 9, 8, 7, good, 6, keep it up, 5, 4, 1 more set of curls in 3, 2, bicep curl them in for 10, whew, for 9, for 8, 7, whew, squeeze the glutes, hug the inner thighs together, final 4, 3, 2, and 1, rest your arms down. Dumbbells down to the top of the mat, just take a quick little stretch. Awesome. Lift it all the way back up. And you're gonna grab your dumbbells one last time. We're gonna finish with an overhead tricep press, overhead tricep extension. I'm gonna take both of my dumbbells and squeeze them together. If they're too heavy, you could just put one down and hold a single dumbbell. But if you have your lighter ones, go ahead and squeeze them together and then reach the dumbbells up toward the ceiling. Now, your chest is gonna wanna reach forward and your back is gonna arch. Tuck the tailbone under, pull the ribs down. Yeah, nice. Bend your elbows like you're trying to slide the dumbbells down your back. And then extend from the elbow, lift back up. Lower and lift. Nice and slow at first. You don't have to straighten the arms all the way out at the top. Think about going 3/4 of the way. So that tricep muscle works, but we don't get that rotation in the shoulders. So the biceps are staying hugged in next to the ears. And if this is bothering your knees, you can stand up and do this flat on your feet. Just if that pressure on your knees is a little too much. But this is your last thing, so we're breathing through whatever discomfort we have, knowing that our stretch is right on the other side. 5 more, full range. Can you squeeze the dumbbells closer together, tighter together? 3 more. Good, 2 more. Hold the next one halfway. Bend the elbows just halfway. Little pulses up for 20, for 19, 18, 17, 15, 14, 13, 11. This is it, you guys. Last 10 reps. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the dumbbells in. Drop them down at the top of your mat. Awesome. So like I said, if those were a little too light, if you have 2s or 3s and it wasn't enough, feel free to go through all of those movements again. Otherwise, if the arms have gotten their workout, we're going to move into our stretch. And you're just going to swing around with your butt on the ground. Stretch one leg out in front of you, bend the other knee. So your legs are kind of making a figure 4 or like a flag. Reach your arms up overhead, bow down over your straight leg. I'm just starting to cool the heart rate down and the body temperature down. Using our breath to relax the muscles and to make them longer, a little leaner. Relaxing any tension in our jaw or around our forehead. And then lift your chest and chin all the way back up. And just switch sides. So the other leg is going to straighten, reach over toward your straight leg. Two more big breaths. And just trying to ease some of that tightness in the muscles. Not the strong stuff, we'll keep that, but just the tension, the extra resistance that we created. With your chest and chin all the way up. Cross your legs in front of you and bring your right arm across your chest. And then take that bottom arm, that left arm, and hook it onto your forearm. Drop the right shoulder away from your ear. Pull the arm in a little tighter with your left hand or your left forearm. If you're not feeling a stretch in the back of that right shoulder, adjust your arms. Maybe you push them together a little firmer, or you drop that right shoulder down a little bit more. We're going to take that right hand all the way up toward the ceiling. Pat yourself on the back. Grab your elbow. Good. And then lift your chin away from your chest as you pull that right elbow toward the middle of your back. Good. And then one more with this right arm. You're going to bring the back of your right hand to the small of your back. Roll your right shoulder open. Drop your left ear toward your left shoulder. It should feel really good through the right side of the neck. Good, and then lift your head back up and shake the right arm out. You'll take your left arm across your chest, use your right forearm to hook your left forearm, drop the shoulder away from the ear, and then play around with that tension. The more you push your forearms together, like the more resistance you create, the bigger that stretch in your left shoulder blade is going to feel. Good, and then we'll take that left hand up toward the ceiling, pat yourself on the back, grab your elbow, lift your chin away from your chest. Deep breaths. You might feel this all the way down the outside of the shoulder blade into the top of the ribs. That's totally okay. With the inhale, make the stretch feel bigger, and the exhale, make the stretch feel softer. And then that left hand is going to come to the small of your back. Roll your left shoulder open, drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Again, feeling it through the front of your neck and your shoulder on the left side. Head lifts back up, release your arm. You've got one more stretch on each side, just a little glute stretch. I'm going to start by crossing my right ankle to my left knee. So that bottom foot is on the ground and the right ankle crosses over. Now push your hands into the floor behind you and lengthen your chest up toward the ceiling. Lengthen your spine. And the more you reach your sit bones down and pull your chest up, the bigger that stretch in your right glute should get. And then bring your right foot down to the ground and cross your left ankle over top. Same thing on the other side. Last stretch. Take your last moment to be thankful or grateful to yourself for taking this time out of your day. Notice what muscles felt really strong today and which ones we might want to give a little bit more attention to over the next couple days. And then cross both legs one more time, and we'll finish with just one last breath together. Sweep your arms all the way up overhead. Take a big inhale, hold it for a second at the top. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears, reach your fingertips up. And then exhale, big smile, let the arms drop back